Oh, hello everybody. It's noonish with me, Beth's Golden, and today I actually have a new product that I want to share with you. One new product to the U.S. It's coming to the U.S. and new Faber-Castell gelatos. These are awesome. They work on dark and light paper, so I thought it would be fun to use them on this project that I have to do today. But let me first set this aside, and we'll get to that in a minute. I want to show you what this stuff is. So this is a new company to me called Stamperia. It is out of Italy. And when I was trying to learn how to use this product, all the ingredients, all the directions were in Italian. So I had to kind of learn by trial and error. And I think I got it figured out. What it does is you fill one of these molds, and this is their mold, with this cream paste. And when I first did it, I literally just did it in the mold, and I didn't do anywhere else, and it was too thin. It didn't want to pop out. So the next time I did it kind of all over and just did like a sheet, which is what you want. You want to first push everything into the mold, okay, and so you get a good coverage, and then you're going to go over it again with more so you can lift it out. You need some thickness to lift it out. Now, if you guys remember correctly, and if you didn't see it, you can go back and watch it when I was using the Christy Taylor alcohol inks. That butterfly that I used it from was my sample that I did, and I didn't do it right because I literally just filled in the butterfly and then it didn't want to come out, so it ripped. So what I'm doing is I am just moving this all over the mold, and it really goes on like a nice smooth sour cream or frosting type consistency, which I really like. So you want to get a nice, good, heavy coverage kind of on the back of it, because when it dries, this is what you're going to use to pick it up and get it out of the mold. And you'll be left with a backing that you can adhere onto your project. So I'm just going over, making sure that I have really excellent coverage everywhere. And I've used this several times trying to perfect this method, so that's why my jar is looking pretty low. I don't think I've ever used an entire jar of anything. Alright, so let me get up. And when it dries to a super smooth, rubbery type texture, so it's really quite fun. So I'm just gonna, because I want to make sure that it all can pop out. All right, so once you get this done and set up, you're going to want to set it aside for at least 24 hours, and that is an accurate statement. A lot of times I live in the desert, and sometimes 24 hours is not necessary because it's so dry here. But for this particular product, it did indeed take 24 hours to set up. So I'm going to let that dry, set it aside, and I will show you what it creates. And again, I went a little bit thin on this one, but it still is going to be really pretty on a project. And we will go ahead and color that in with the new gelatos. So that's what that looks like on the back. See how it's nice and covered on the front. And this again is Stamperia Mixed Media Arts, and they just came to the United States. They've been, I think they're Italian. I mean, they might be French. I'm so horrible. Oh, it's Hungary. Okay, I was wrong. They spoke Italian. So it's a cream paste, white, water-based, soft and light. It's a matte and flexible. And it really is. So this is the end product. This is what it looks like when it's done. And it has like a rubbery texture to it that is super cool. So you can alcohol ink on this as we did already. And I'm going to try to lay some color down on it today. So let me share with you these new gelatos. These are translucent gelatos. These are 3 of the new colors that are coming out. This one is green tea, and dun da da, you can use them on black. So I'm going to demonstrate them first for you on black, and then we'll compare it on the white because I put it on that. So this is green tea. This is olive. And this is black cherry. All right. And then let me go ahead and wet that for you. Just see if we can get it to move. But it's a translucent, has some shimmer in it. And their claim to fame is that you can use them on both white and black cardstock. Though I am definitely seeing that purple a whole lot better. And there is some shimmer and prettiness to this. So let's go ahead and just put some of the color down with this. And so with this particular project, you know, gelatos, you can kind of go straight on like this, which is what I like to do for this, or you can paint with a paintbrush on them. So I can take it and, you know, put a little bit off over to the side like so, pick up my brush, mix it up, get some color going, and paint it like that. So there is a whole bunch of different ways that you can lay out your gelatos, and they are like they kind of remind me of like a really nice lipstick, you know, a nice lipstick, the texture of them. So I really like them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and if you want to get color in, you can just, you know, it's super easy to work with. You can use it more in the pigmented solid form, or you can paint with it like I did on the butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the olive, and I'm just going to go around this. And the other thing you can do if you don't want to wet it is you can just use your finger and rub it, and it'll also rub into colors and things like that. So that's really kind of cool. And I have kind of no rhyme or reason to this right now. I'm just laying it out, seeing how it's going to work on this substrate. And let me do the green tea. Again, ooh, that's a pretty green. This is the first time I've gotten to play with this. I've wanted to play with it for some time, but I really wanted to come on and do it with you guys live so that, you know, we could learn together and I didn't have any preconceived ideas. Because sometimes as you start to play with things on your own, you can, you know, make up, you know, find scenarios around things, which is awesome. We all need that too, but I don't know, sometimes it's just fun just to play and discover as you watch, because you guys might see it and go, oh. All right, so I'm going to take my water bottle and just mist this to kind of loosen that color. And then I'm going to go through with my brush and just kind of start pouncing over everything just to see what it does. Now purple, you guys, you have to be careful with purple. I'm using purple and green, which is a deadly combination because purple, as Diane Reevely calls it, is the color of sin. in that it will turn everything you do brown. So if you want brown, that's fine. But if you don't want brown, the only colors you should mix purple with are red and or blue. You don't want to mix purple with yellow, orange, any of the off colors. I have done it with pink successfully and it's been okay. But purple and green will make muddy brown. So just keep that in mind when you're playing with it. And look how pretty this piece is coming along. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a heat gun to it. Let's see how this cream paste, now that it's dried and has created my embellishment, works with a heat, having heat set to it. Let's see how this does. So it doesn't fall apart, it doesn't start to disintegrate. Since it is a water, this is a water-based paste, it seems like once it dries, it is dry and it's not falling apart. I just covered this with water and whatnot, so that's kind of cool. I like how that didn't fall apart. But I am going through and just kind of picking up the wet spots. I'm afraid I'm going to sit here and heat set it all day, so let's see if that helps. All right, so I'm going to go back over with just, I'm going to rub a little bit of this gelato on my finger and see how it just picks up that color so nice. And I'm just going to rub it all over my butterfly. Now my butterfly is still wet, so you know there is definitely some marks as I do this, but I think I'm okay with that. I just want this section to be like a beautiful dark purple. As dark as I can get it, I should say. That's so cool. All right, so if you haven't played with gelatos, my recommendation would be to go to Michael's, use your 40% off coupon, and get a set, because they can be pricey. Of course, I could get up here and put an affiliated link on for you, but at the end of the day, I would rather provide you guys with really good content that you can, you know, learn something from and give you the cheapest way to go get yourself what I'm playing with. And I don't think I have an affiliated link that can get it to you cheaper than just using a 40% off coupon at Michael's. So I'm going to do the same thing with some olive. Oh, why am I doing that? I just need to do it on my finger. Okay, I broke my nail. It's so frustrating. I can't believe I did that. And you know, I'm not really, this one I like how it applies better like that. That's pretty. And then I just want to see, I'm just playing right now, I just want to see how it all goes down and works. This is green tea. I really like this color. That's a really pretty green. Wow. Love it. So let's say that you want to put this in your journal. What I would do, and I'm going to do this, let me grab my journal. It's right over here. Alright, I'm just going to use my Dina Wakley Mixed Media Journal. This page is probably going to shrink on me because I'm not prepping it with any gesso like I normally would do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a page maybe a page that I have done, or a background done too, and pop this on. Oh, that looks like that'll be pretty. So let me pop this on. I'm going to use my new Mod Podge spray. This is, I have two. I have a matte, and I also have a gloss. I've already played with the gloss. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Ultra Spray-On All-in-One Glue and Sealer. It's amazing. I watched a video on it last night, put out through Mod Podge, and it is fantastic. So normally I say buy the smallest, you know, glue or whatever, because I know I tend to not always use it all, and I end up having product that just dried up and wasted. Well, for this, buy it all. Like, buy the big one, because it's awesome. So this is going to dry to a matte finish, and I'm going to actually use it right now as a glue. So I'm just going to spray it right on here directly. And then I'm just going to flip it over and set it on here. And it takes 4 hours, they say, to dry. So just keep that in mind. It is, you can move it around. So it is repositionable. It's not like, you know, so I'm actually going to just put some on this canvas as well. It is repositional. So, you know, it's not set in stone quite yet, but once it's done, it is done. And then they were like dropping broken glass and like pottery on it. It was freaking awesome. I was super impressed with what they were doing with this stuff. They did some glittering with it. It was very, very cool. When you're done though, you do want to take and wipe the nozzle with like a baby wipe, but I'm not done yet because I want to seal it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edges of this with my gelato right now, and just get some color down. I definitely want to do the purple, and then I'm just going to take my brush and see, I didn't see how that went to mud. That's because I hadn't rinsed out all the green yet off of it from the last time I used it. So my fault. And then this can just get laid right in a journal. And if you have a die cut or something that you want to put over it, you totally could. But this is a really fun product. It has a different consistency than I thought it would have. The texture on it is definitely different. I really like it. So this is just the making to the start of a really great page. I am going to heat set it a little bit so I can add my next layer of spray-on sealer and glue. And I think I want to do a little bit of dry brushing over the Wings to Fly to bring out the title of that. And I'm going to use, because I really like how this dry brushes, this Copper by Blends 2 Color Box. Eileen, I talked to her last night, and she actually said that this comes out in March. These are not out yet. So I will let you guys know when they're available. She's going to provide a link to me so we'll know where to get those at. I'm just finding a dry brush right now that I can use the technique on. If you guys haven't ever dry brushed, it's pretty stinking cool. you just take your ink, and I like this copper because it's thicker. And then you take just a dry brush, you pick up the color, and you just brush away almost all of it, and then you dry brush it on your project, and it brings up the raised areas. So it's super fun. My son's home. He had a half day. If you hear, that's why. So I can go over and just do some of the butterfly. Add a little bit of copper to that and call it good. Okay, so from here, I want to go ahead and do my last layer of my Mod Podge Spray-On All-in-One Glue and Sealer. You want to make sure you're in a well-ventilated area when you use this stuff. And now that is sealing it in. And you don't have to do a big, long, you know, a whole bunch of it. That's pretty much it. And then I want to take and just make sure that I clean my nozzle with a little baby wipe, or I'm just going to take some of my surface cleaner, and do it that way. So this is just some fun stuff, some fun new stuff from Creativation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it introduced you to something that maybe you didn't know about. This is really cool. You can go to their website and check them out. I believe they are coming to the United States, if they're not already here. But this is really neat paste. It's like a rubbery finish, so it's super cool. All right, please share this video if you know anyone that would enjoy this. Also subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave any questions down below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you join me again tomorrow at noon for our next phase, or the next part of the series of the new products I got at Creativation. I'm going to be doing something with diamond dots. All right, until next time, happy crafting.